The best way to predict the future is to create it. Time is precious, time is money, and this is the time for Money Talk on Atlantic Television Network. Good day, viewers, and welcome to a fresh episode of Atn Business on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. This is the network's medium of bringing the happenings in the economic sector of society to our discerning viewers. This program is aimed at bringing to the doorstep of viewers the business, financial and economic activities from all strata of society. Its deliveries are centered through the various stock exchanges across the world, news about government economic activities, private sector business activities, laced with expert opinions, stakeholders analysis, and correspondence reports. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or you can watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We take a short break, and when we return, we'll fill out the details. Do stay tuned.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Atn Business to analyze our top story today is Dr. Mike Baraba. Dr. Mike Baraba is a chartered accountant. Happy New Year to you, sir. So this is the first time I'm having you on my show for this year.
Same to you.
Welcome, sir.
My pleasure to be here.
Welcome, sir. Yes. It's an honor having you. Okay, on to our first story. Nigeria has secured $7.6 billion in an investment interest at the African Investment Forum 2024, which took place in Rabat, Morocco from December 4 to 6, 2024. The announcement was made by the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, in a post on his X, formerly Twitter account on Saturday. Dr. Adesina expressed optimism about the potential impact of the investment interest, highlighting the presence of several Nigerian state governors at the forum. I am delighted the African Investment Forum 2024 mobilized $7.6 billion of investment interest for Nigeria. It was great to have several state governors, Lagos, Kaduna, Katsina, Kwara and Plateau, and later Ogun. We will keep working to support and boost investments to Nigeria, his post read. The African Investment Forum, established by the African Development Bank and its partners, is a platform that seeks to fast-track investment into projects across the continent. Last year's events attracted over 2,300 participants, including global investors, African business leaders, and government officials. The forum facilitated $29.2 billion in total investment interest for various projects across Africa, ranging from energy and infrastructure to agriculture and technology. The $7.6 billion investment interest for Nigeria signals a strong vote of confidence in the country's economic potential and the reforms being implemented to attract foreign capital. Earlier, the African Development Bank Group said in a statement in December that it facilitated $2.2 billion in capital mobilization for its special agro-industrial processing zones, Nigeria Phase 2 projects during the Africa Investment Forum. In the statement, senior special advisor to the African Development Bank's president, Banji Oyeyinka, was quoted as saying the Nigeria SAPZ Phase 2 presidential boardroom has raised $2.2 billion in investment interest from global investors. This is far more than we have raised for SAPZ across all the 12 African countries covered by the program. SAPZ is an idea of which time has come. This is the time to industrialize Africa. The statement further noted that at a presidential boardroom meeting on December 4, 2024, governors from Nigerian states, representatives of multilateral development organizations, pledged their support for scaling financing to Nigeria's federal and state government for the SAPZ initiative. The initiative, described as ambitious, aims to transform Nigeria's agricultural sector by establishing agro-industrial hubs. Building on the achievements of its first phase, the program seeks to boost productivity, enhance food security, improve living standards, and create jobs across the country. So, Doctor, this is the story has it that Nigeria secures $7.6 billion at Africa Investment Forum. What's your also take on these reports?
It's a welcome development.
Okay.
It's a welcome development because the African Development Bank is living up to its expectation.
Okay, sir.
Their primary objective is to support economic development in member nations.
Okay.
So when you see countries that are viable, that has the potentials to attract the investment, they do. And this is being done through loans, grants, and investments. So Nigeria is a destination choice for investors. Okay. So it's a welcome development.
It's been speculated that this will help create jobs across the country and improve living standards. What's your take on such speculation?
Yes, because if you take a look at the Nigerian budget for the year, there are prospects of that budget. Okay. One of the prospects of that budget is diversification. Okay. You know, Nigeria has over-dependent on oil. Okay. And so when there's over-dependent on oil, if the price of oil drops, it fluctuates and affects our economy. Okay. So there are other non-oil sectors like agriculture. You understand? So this investment that is being secured through the African Development Bank, there are opportunities and areas that can be invested. Agriculture is one.
Okay.
Our digital economy, if you look at last year, it generated a lot of revenue. The blue economy is there. So there are a lot of areas where this can be invested. And I'm sure if it does, it will create employment.
Okay, in the area of food production, is this also an indication that we are...
Agriculture.
Yes.
Agriculture is one area in Nigeria that people have, no matter how you try to invest, there are still opportunities. There are people who are already at the farm.
Yes.
There are people who can come up in cooperative and be the middlemen. I mean, in distributing the product, because it is commonly said there are two things through which you can make revenue or income.
Okay.
Either by producing or by rendering service.
Okay.
So agriculture has vast potentials. Nigeria has arable land from the south to the southeast to the northeast. I mean, the middle, there are land. So agriculture is a very good area of investment. Okay. And it could definitely create jobs.
Okay, this is like you said, a welcome development.
Yes.
Nigeria securing 7.6 billion at investment forum. Now, it's not about securing these investments. It's about deploying them into the sector it is meant to be.
Yes. The one thing is very obvious. They have secured that. The onus left from the Economic Council. You know, we have what we call the Economic Council,
yes,
and advisors to the president. And we also have the Minister of Trade and Investment.
Okay.
So it is their responsibility to look out for those areas that has potentials to attract this investment and then monitor it to ensure that it's not just securing the loan, I mean the investment, but investing and seeing the results coming out. It is only then that it can have an impact on our economy.
Oh, interesting. Not just securing the number, but ensuring that it's being utilized for what is meant to. But we still have a situation whereby food prices still fluctuate, irrespective of these reports we keep getting.
Yes, the food price will still fluctuate. Sometime last year, the president has a presidential granted a media chat, a journalist.
Yes.
And one of the journalists asked the president, what is he going to do to reduce the cost of food prices? And the president put the question back to him. So if it was in his shoe, what will he do? So the journalist said he should set up a price regulatory commission. That is also very good.
Okay.
But then it may not really work, because if you try to regulate it here, you know, we have 36 states, including Franca, and there are so many things. But from the common law of economics, demand and supply, when there is so much supply and the demand is not commensurate, the price crashed.
Okay.
So what the president said is that he is going to find a way to increase the supply. And when the supply increases and the demand drops, the price will come down. So I believe and I pray the president should be able to live up to his word. I don't know how he's going to achieve it, but if the price, I mean, if the supply of goods and services can be increased, you know, those who are sellers, you keep having stock, keep having stock, and you know what makes profit is turnover.
Yes.
So when you are not turning over, the demand is not coming, you will be forced to bring down the price so that people can come and patronize. So that is a way of achieving that. So based on what the president said, I pray and I believe I should be able to do that. If we do that, I believe very strongly this year that the price of goods and services will go down. But how soon and when exactly, I don't know.
Okay, so you are a chartered accountant. With the level of economic, with state of economy, according to this, based on this report, would you love to go into farming, agriculture, since you said it's also is a prospect that anyone could?
Well, let me be very specific. At my level, I do agriculture.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Where I live in Port Harcourt, if you come to my backyard, there was an old bath. This basin they used to bathe inside, that the landlord removed. I fill it with sand. I plant waterleaf, I plant ugu.
Oh, interesting.
And it's doing well. I have a half plot of land somewhere in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
In fact, just a few days ago, I think that was on Wednesday, or Thursday last week. I went there and harvested my plantain.
Oh, interesting.
One, it was almost getting ripe.
Okay.
My banana, I think, it started to bear fruit. Then I had 3 plantain inside that are not yet. Then I harvested some oku. My cassava I will soon harvest.
Okay.
So at my little level, although it's a little bit distance from where I live, so I try to do agriculture. If I want to, my wife wants to cook, we don't buy bitter leaf, we don't buy scent leaf.
Interesting.
Yes. At where I live,
Okay.
I find a way of doing it. Last year I planted yam.
Okay.
This year I'm also planning to do that. So agriculture is good.
So you're just based on subsistence farming for now?
Yes, for me and my family.
When will you venture into commercial farming?
Well, the issue of commercial, I have to acquire land first.
Okay.
But if I have, for now, if I have at least a 2 plots of land, free anywhere, fence round, I will do what will surprise people.
That brings me to my next question. What about young people who are interested into going into farming and probably do not have the grants or the funds to actually get into these from this from this story we just read? Well, what do you think the government could do to encourage such persons?
Sometimes in the past,
Okay.
I'm speaking with respect to River State,
Okay.
there was a scheme. I don't know whether I think it was under one of the military government. They introduced what we call school to land.
School to learn. Okay.
It was a very good scheme in River State for young school leavers. You finish secondary school, you don't have intention or you don't have the enablement to further to some school, you go to the school to learn. They give them plots. They were doing well. They were planning several things here in River State. I don't know why the program failed. So my advice on this, well, I don't know if the federal government can borrow a cue, but the current state government in River State should try to revive
Such
that
scheme.
school, that